Chairman. I raised a point of order because I had a suspicion that Congressman Burgess Owens had withdrawn from the panel. I do not know that to be a fact, and so I need to establish the facts before I reach my conclusions. May I ask the ranking member if Congressman Owens was present when Ms. Williams testified and able to hear and see her testimony as if he would have if he were in the committee room?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that Mr. Owens was going to vote like he would if he was in person because of the remote hearings and the proceedings that are so new. I think these are issues that maybe we can address in the future. I prefer that his words not be stricken because remote committee proceeding regulations only require that participating members keep their cameras on, not witnesses. If we continue down this path, we will argue that we're going to argue that he was not participating in the hearing. So, I think it's semantics on issues, and maybe we can get some clarification in the future.
I think it's more than semantics, Mr. Davis. I mean, I sat here for 5 minutes and listened to a Black history lesson from the gentleman. I'm the oldest one in this room, if I'm not mistaken, and I lived in the South. I live in the South. My parents and grandparents grew up in the South. I lived and breathed and suffered the Jim Crow South, and I did not need the gentleman to come here today and to give me a 5-minute lecture on voter suppression for African Americans in the South. What I needed for him to testify today about was election subversion in 2020, which was what the gentlelady from Georgia was testifying about earlier, and I only wish he could have heard her testimony because it was very powerful. Madam Chair, I will be inclined to withdraw my objection, but I would ask the staff if they would forward a copy of Congresswoman Williams' testimony to the gentleman for his consideration.
Will the gentleman yield?
Yes.
I'll forward a copy of Ms. Williams' testimony. I believe our team has provided written testimony for this entire hearing to Mr. Owens and his team. I'd be happy to relay that. I'm honored. I'm glad that you've decided to withdraw. I'm glad that we have another perspective of somebody that grew up in the Jim Crow South, not like I did not. I was in Iowa and Illinois, and I was not old enough. But to hear the perspectives from Mr. Owens and you and others, I think is important. So thank you for your withdrawal, and appreciate your friendship and consideration, and we will get that testimony to Mr. Owens and his team if we already have not.
I will withdraw it. Thank you.
The gentleman withdraws.